Hi again, everybody. My name is Greg Anderson, and this is the Good Timekeeping Show with Greg Anderson. And today I'm going to revisit a somewhat controversial topic. Brought this up a few months ago when I was talking about the MIP square Casio G-Shock watches. There are some other G-Shock watches that have the MIP, or memory in pixel display, and people tend to really like that display. Even if it's a negative display, it's a crisp, sharp display, looks good at different angles. Even a negative display is easy to see those numbers and characters at different angles, so that's why people really like the MIP display. I got excited when they came out with some positive MIP display watches. This one's still not available in the United States, the GWB X5600. The higher end metal versions are available in the United States, but you pay a premium for those. Anyway, as for the controversial topic here, what we're talking about is when you put it in stopwatch mode and you start that stopwatch and it counts up hours, minutes, seconds, but it does not count up hundredths of a second while it's running. When you stop it, or when you do, the lap time or split time, then it shows you hundredths of a second. But as it's actually running, it doesn't show hundredths of a second. And this, to some people, is the deal breaker. That really rubs them the wrong way. And I guess I can understand that, because ever since you got your first digital watch that may have had a stopwatch feature on it, you probably noticed that it was pretty cool when it counted up minutes and seconds. Maybe they didn't all count up hours, but minutes, seconds, and tenths of a second, or hundredths of a second. And you see that's kind of cycling through, and then you finish your lap that you're timing and you stop it, and you just feel really precise and just fun to see those fractions of a second flicking away as fast as they do. But when it came to the fact that these MIP watches do not show hundredths of a second, some people are saying, well, why not? Why can't they do that? And the common, popular wisdom on that is the refresh rate on the MIP technology is just not fast enough to resolve that many, if you will, frames per second, right? So, because, when we talk about refresh rate, we talk about flicker in some of our devices, like maybe your computer monitor or your TV, or maybe fluorescent lights and stuff like that. There is a certain refresh rate, and to our eyes, because of a phenomenon called persistence of vision, we don't really notice things kind of blinking and flashing. But when you start to see that in photography, or video photography, you start to really notice that flickering and that flashing. So anyway, the refresh rate is just not fast enough to resolve 100 times per second on the MIP display. And so I chimed in on this a few months ago, and I said, even on the regular LCDs, or even this is kind of a higher end STN display, a little higher contrast than your typical LCD, I still don't think you're really going to see 100 the hundredths of a second resolve quite that fast. But I didn't really have a way to prove this until I got this camera right here that I'm using today. It's the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, which has some high-speed burst modes on it. And one of the things you can do with this camera is you can shoot a 10-second burst at 960 frames per second. Now, if you're used to shooting your stuff at 24 frames per second, then, that's 40 times that frame rate gets you 960. I typically do my videos at 30 frames per second, so that's only 32 times normal speed. But when you slow that back down to normal speed, you can really start to see some details when it comes to motion. So 960 frames per second ought to be enough to tell if there's 100 hundredths of a second scrolling by on this watch in a way that you can actually see. So what did I do? I got a little macro fitting, a little macro lens kit for this camera, so I could get in really close and show you. It's not the best, sharpest, clearest image, but it does get in there pretty close, and I think it proves the point. The point being that it's really kind of muddy. It's not resolving 100 characters per second sharp and crisp on this, and I'll show you right now what I mean by that. So first of all, here's how it works on the MIP display. When you put it in stopwatch mode, you start the stopwatch and oh, there you go. It just doesn't show hundredths of a second at all until you stop it, and then there it is, hundredths of a second. So again, a lot of people, they don't like that. They'd rather be able to see those fractions of a second scrolling by quickly. So I decided, well, let's go ahead and show that on this watch with the crisp STN display. And I shot it at 960 frames per second. I'm going to slow that down to just 30 frames per second. And here's what it looks like. First of all, I had to do this outdoors because if I did it under artificial light, there would probably be a flicker from those lights. So I did it outside using sunlight. That's going to make it a little more obvious that there's kind of a built-in flicker on your LCD on these watches. Now, your eyes don't see it under normal lighting conditions, but in this case, you see there is a little bit of a kind of a refresh going on the normal display. But take a look at the hundredths of a second as that scrolls by. It's not that the camera is missing any information there or skipping frames. It is the fact that the watch itself is unable to portray 100 characters per second. This is the best it can do, and I think the high-speed photography proves it that this is what it's doing. So rather than include hundredths of a second on MIP, I don't know how bad that would have looked compared to the regular LCD. Casio decided to just do it a different way. That's why it happened that way. Now, I have another Gravity Master, and this one not only shows you tenths and hundredths of a second, but in the stopwatch mode, it's actually showing you thousandths of a second. So, you know, at 960 frames per second, that's not quite 1,000 frames per second. But what is the best that this watch is actually resolving when you slow the video way down? And again, this camera is not skipping frames. It's doing the full 960 frames per second. And this is what it's showing that the Gravity Master watch is doing when it's trying to display thousandths of a second. And again, you can see that it's really only resolving tenths of a second accurately. Beyond that, hundredths and the thousandth mark on the fraction there, it's really not being accurate about that. If you, but again, as you're watching it with your own eyes, your eyes are not able to resolve 1,000 frames per second. Your eyes can't tell the difference so much, but I just wanted to show you with this camera what's really happening. And so there's my proof. Now, is it still a deal breaker to you that the MIP display does not show hundredths of a second or try to show hundredths of a second while the stopwatch is running? That's up to you. Far be it from me to tell you, you must like the same things that I like. You must have the same thoughts and tastes, and whatever you think is a deal breaker must match what I would consider to be a deal breaker. I'm not going to behave that way. So again, do what you want, but before you totally dismiss the MIP display as being a deal breaker because of the hundredths of a second on the stopwatch, think of what I just presented the evidence to you and decide, is it really a deal breaker or not? So I guess that's it for today. I've got some other watch-related, time-related, Casio-related, fun-related videos coming up soon. So I hope you will join me again very soon for another episode of the Good Timekeeping Show.